Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. Let's take a look at the new features in Mail in macOS Ventura. MacMost is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to macmost.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. Now the Mac Mail app is getting some new features in macOS Ventura. Some of us have been requesting these features for a long time and they're going to be very useful. There are 4 primary new features here. Let's start off by taking a look at the ability to unsend an email. So I'm going to compose a new message here and I'm going to send it. And after I send it, notice the little undo send button here. You've got 10 seconds to undo the send. I'll click it here and you can see it takes me right back to the composition window. Now this isn't any kind of fancy feature that's going to reach out into the internet and pull your email back. This works just like almost every undo send feature out there. Instead of sending the email right away, it's delaying for 10 seconds. So it's giving you 10 seconds to stop the send. There are some systems that have more advanced features out there, but they would rely on a tight integration between the app you're using and the email service. For instance, I hear that you can do this if you're using the Microsoft Outlook app and Outlook service on Windows, and that it can actually pull the email back. But the other person also needs to be using Outlook as well. Once it goes to another service, it's gone. It's to that person. You can't go and reach into their computer and pull the email back. So a 10-second delay is probably the best we can ask for, and it'll still prevent us from probably doing a lot of things like, for instance, sending an email and a second later realizing we forgot the attachment or called the person by the wrong first name. You can quickly undo the send before the 10 seconds expires. Now the second feature here is really useful and pretty exciting. You can schedule the sending of an email. So here I am sending this, and instead of just clicking the little send button here, I can click next to it. Notice I have the option to send now, send 9 p.m. tonight or 9 p.m. tomorrow night, or send later, and then choose any time I want. And this won't send the email right away, but will automatically send it later on. Of course, I expect your Mac has to be on, although it probably works while it's in sleep mode as long as you're using Power Nap. But in most cases this will be really useful, especially if you know that the person is busy right now and the email won't get looked at right away and you'd rather the email hit their inbox at just the right time. Or perhaps you just want to schedule a happy birthday email the night before, knowing that you're going to have a busy morning and may forget the next day. You can always view the emails you have queued up. You just need to go up here to Favorites, click the plus button, and then you can go and add the Send Later listing there. And you can see all the emails you have scheduled to send later right there. And you could go in and see it says this message scheduled to be sent today at 9 p.m. I can edit and change the time, or I could select it and delete it so it won't send. Now another feature is the Remind Me feature, which is kind of like a snooze. You get a message like this, and instead of doing anything with it right now, you go to Message Remind Me or Control click on it and we'll bring that up. And you could set it to say Remind Me in 1 hour, tonight, tomorrow, or set a time. And you just use that like that, and you can see Remind Me will appear here on the left. You can go in and see all the messages that are set to remind me. Notice if I go back to Inbox, it's not in there. What happens after an hour is it should go back into the inbox, but you can also just deal with it right here before the reminder time is up. So if you've got some email you want to deal with later and then find out you do have some time, you can go into Remind Me and deal with it right then. Now the other new feature of Mail is really an improved feature, and it's improved search. So you can do a search just like before, but it should work better. I notice here it highlights what it has found in there, and it does indeed find things inside attachments like PDFs, for instance. Search is always really tricky in Mail because you're using a local client on your Mac, yet most of your email probably exists only on the server, where you could have a ton of email, say in iCloud, Gmail, Yahoo, or wherever. So it has to basically work with what it has cached locally and also call to the server to get search results from there. So I can imagine there's a lot going on under the hood if Apple has improved search, and we'll have to see how well that works when macOS Ventura comes out this fall. Now note that Apple also has some new features in the Messages app. So for instance, I can send a message like that, and notice I can control click on here and I can undo send like that. And I can also control click and edit and then change the message like that. Now, whether that works really depends on what the user has at the other end. It's an iMessage feature. It's not going to work with SMS, but it's also not going to work if the other person has an older version of iOS or macOS. So you only really can use this once Ventura and iOS 16 and iPad OS 16 come out, and then of course only if the other person has also updated. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.